Welcome to another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk. This is our Redskins edition of the show, so we welcome you to it. And Redskins fans, man, what a season we're having here. We thought Thursday night against the Vikings that it was a favorable matchup for us. We came off a very, very well called game on Sunday and a spiraling out of control Vikings offense who can't figure out what quarterback they wanted to use. And yet again, the Redskins make another quarterback look like an all-pro. Wait, it was a complete slaughterhouse with 27-14, Redskins scoring on every possession in the first half. And then we do what we always do and the bottom falls out. Some would say it's a credit to abandoning the run, but the defense just simply could not get them off the field on third downs. Hence, losing the game by 7, 34-27 after leading at halftime. And Redskins fans perturbed again and are in fire everybody mode. Well, what is exactly going on with this football team? Well, we can look at a lot of different things, but let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Offensive line is not giving the protection that it needs for quarterback Robert Griffin III. We run the ball exceptionally well. I believe it's 5.5 per carry. So it's kind of like one of those things that you would think that we would run the ball, especially when we had that lead, take time off the clock, continue to do what we've been doing because they haven't shown that they've been able to stop it, right? And that's what this team does best. When you look at the passing game, guys like Chester, guys like Lichtensteiger, simply not getting the job done. Columbus, he's missed, but mainly in the interior of that line, Montgomery have not handled their jobs very well. But with that offensive line talk, the problem really lies with the lack of adjustments coming out of the half. Look in the first half of that football game, they were playing a lot of zone, giving us a lot of things, and we took advantage of that. We took advantage of that very well, not just from a passing standpoint, but from a run standpoint. We run the football, whether you're going to put 8 or whether you're going to put 4, just rush 4, linebacker help, whatever you're going to do, we run the ball and we run it very well. Alfred Morris is a beast of a back. But in the second half, when Kyle starts to, and let's get something clear. The first series of that in that Vikings game where they take the pass, 3 passes, 3 and out. The first shot that they took, and that call was an excellent call, but we got to catch the football. Third, same thing. It's a matter of guys catching the ball, and Robert's got to be a little bit more accurate and not get so excited that they were open. But what teams end up doing is playing us man to man and rushing the A-gap. A-gap being between the center and the guard and getting pressure right up the middle in Robert Griffin's face. Every game in the second half that happens, it slows down the ability for him to have time to find receivers, and guys just simply aren't getting separation. And we end up with a second half shutdown meltdown. Now you would say, okay, if that's not working, we still don't run the ball after they have shown that that's what they're going to do. You're right. It's very, very true. We do not run the football. But with that being said, yes, the carries were less in the second half, but he did run it 9 times. And I think overall, as much as I don't like the things that Kyle has done in the second half, I have to still say that I like some of the things that Kyle Shanahan is doing. The fact of the matter is, as a whole, a coaching staff and team, we must make adjustments when the other team makes an adjustment. We punch, they counterpunch, we get knocked flat on our face, and we don't make an adjustment, and we just get beat up and beat up and beat up until we end up losing the fight. So adjustments are key if we want to be able to win these games and go on that run that we did last year when we were 3-6. Now, looking around Redskins Nation, we do know that Ed Reed was released. A lot of people think that we should possibly pick up Ed Reed, and I'm going to tell you no. And some of you maybe don't learn your lesson from the Vinny Serrato days of picking up old has-beens and thinking because they were good and once good that they'll be good for us. I know they haven't had a great time of where they come from, but they're going to be fine because of their past history. Look, what is an unmotivated Ed Reed going to do for a defense that truly is just simply young in the secondary area in very, very key positions, mind you, but they are young. And the fact of the matter is, it's an inconsistent pass rush that make these guys and these young guys on the back half, even the experienced guys, look bad. He's not going to do anything. He's not even motivated. And if the Texans are getting rid of guys and playing guys that are down the depth chart in replace of Ed Reed, what in the heck does that tell you? Anybody? It tells me that this guy ain't motivated to play. He's not what he once was, and he's not going to change a darn thing that's going on here in Washington. There's a whole lot of issues other than Ed Reed coming in here and bringing his old behind here and changing things. Wrong answer. So, no to that. We just have to find a way to collectively say that we are going to attack and get to the quarterback by any means legally necessary and stop getting pushed around all over the field. Look, I understand guys like Kerrigan and Orakpo are getting fish hooked. They're not calling it. There's a lot of crap going on around the league where guys are not getting calls. It's not going to happen. But you got to find a way to get to the quarterback, and we got to start finding a way to get these bum scoop quarterbacks off the field and take over games. Simple as that. Well, coming up this week on Sunday, we take on the Philadelphia Eagles for the second time. Now, in the first matchup, we got surprised big time. Offense and Chip Kelly, that up-tempo offense had never been seen, and the Redskins really got tripped up on defense, really didn't know what to expect. Well, now there's tons of film, tons of tape, and it's not Michael Vick at the helm, it's Nick Foles. Yes, I understand the guys like throwing 10 touchdowns or some crazy crap in the last 2 games. It's Nick freaking Foles. I'm sorry. There's a lot of guys that have thrown 7 touchdowns in one game and have won games. Guess what? Some of these guys were garbage after that. I'm thinking he's not the Peyton Manning guy. He's on the other side of that, okay? It's Nick Foles. Now, granted, if you look at last week's game, he had a lot of time in the pocket, and that's basically been the Redskins' MO in the second half. Guy has a lot of time, and it's not the fact that the team is beating us down the field. It's the fact that a cornerback or a safety or a linebacker cannot cover 10 plus seconds in a play. Someone's going to get open. And that's exactly what these quarterbacks are doing. They're buying just enough time, eluding a slight rush here or there, leaning up, stepping up, left or right, finding a guy down the field. We have to eliminate that, stop the run, get to Nick Foles, hit him and hit him early. Everybody knows what this guy MO is. Before that 7 touchdown game, guess what, buddy? You hit the guy a couple of times and get a couple sacks. He's all razzled and he's throwing picks to the other team. That's his MO. That's who that guy is. But guess what? I can get Heath Schuler to be comfortable in the pocket if he can stand around all day and just pick whoever the heck he wants to throw to, and he has 15 seconds to do it. Defense is the key in this football game. We have to attack the quarterback, and offensively, we've put up 400 yards in 3 games. Statistically, we have won football games. We've lost them by our actions on the field. So we must continue to do what we do best, run the football, and run it effectively, and the defense has to simply get these offenses off the field on 3rd down and not put special teams in a hard way. Hopefully we can have some improvements with Williams coming in and possibly getting the kick return duties. So who's going to win this game? Unfortunately, I would love to pick the Redskins. We've seen what they can do on offense, but we've seen them tank games in the second half repeatedly, and I expect the exact same thing. We're going to come out effectively, be well in the second half. It's going to come down to whose defense can make the stops or offense cannot get jacked. And I expect us to choke once again and miss a needed opportunity to advance and get a win. Sorry, guys. I see the Philadelphia Eagles win this game in a close one, but they're going to win this game late. Late second heroics, whether it be McCoy or Jackson. And we're going to be looking at 3-7. And hopefully, Redskins fans don't burn the city down. Well, we appreciate you watching another edition of Straight Shooting Sports Talk. Again, if there's something you want to hear talked about, Redskins topics, shoot them into us. Our email is straightshootingst@gmail.com. As always, man, subscribe to the show. You know what it's all about here. There's no drama. Ain't trying to spin nothing. Just telling it like it is. This is Straight Shooting Sports Talk.